Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Trading with Sergio every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. How's it going? It's going. Oh, we got a new member, Alexander. Welcome to the group, Alexander. See, he's a smart man. He joined the Telegram chat group for a Big Mac a month. I think it's worth it. Don't you guys think so? Anyway, welcome to Trading with Sergio every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I decided to do like open microphone today, so let me post the link if anybody wants to show their pretty face. I'll be on probably for about an hour. I really don't know what to talk about today. Manny P, good morning. I'll answer the questions. There's the StreamYard link. If anybody wants to join, grab the link. Make sure you're in a quiet place with good internet reception. Don't be shy. I won't bite, but what's going on today? Not much. Mr. President Trump said to take over Greenland, we may issue some tariffs and markets hold off. And then, of course, the dip was bought. But then there is some internal massive rotation going on. I'm short silver. Well, not physically, but I'm short through the inverse 2x ETF. Seems like that's going to be okay for now. Picking tops, going counter trend is not my style, but once in a while I do it when things get out of control. And then there are a lot of out of control stocks already over the past week to 10 days. All the rocket stocks are rocketing. ASTS, Rocket Lab, Planet Labs, one of my members, Lunar. Yeah, they're all just gone parabolic. So be careful with that group. A lot of the power generators seems like they're going again. So such as IREN and a couple other ones, CIFR, let's say, and is Oklo next. So we'll see where that goes. Hood can't get out of its own way, out of a paper bag. A lot of people on X, I saw them, these furus, sell puts, there's no risk, sell puts. They all sold $120 put stock is 107. I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, I'll just get a sign now and then hope and pray for a rally. But then we're all going to do it in the chat group. I'm pretty sure we'll get down to the 200 EMA or maybe a little sooner or maybe a little after. We'll see. Again, the important thing is what? 3 Ps, patience, position size, and planning. If you don't have those together, don't trade. Don't invest for sure, but don't trade. What else? Crypto is in its own little misery, just going sideways. MNAV is getting crushed on BMNR. Tom Lee decided to buy a chunk of Mr. Beast yesterday for $200 million. I have no opinion on it whatsoever because I'm not in BMNR, but I'm in BMNU. Thank God I rolled my calls down, but when I put the positions up, you guys will see it. Again, full transparency here. Positions go up every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the community page of the YouTube channel. And then, again, none of this is trading, financial, or investment advice. With that, what I do is very risky. Do your own due diligence. If you're going to follow me, you can follow there with a lag, obviously, or you can do what Alex did, join the Telegram chat group. There are a whole bunch of degenerates in there. Most of them needed rehab, so they're just going through their rehab phase, like selling cover calls and trying to wean off all these bad habits. Understanding risk, actually. In fact, I have one member whose nickname is the Rookie. He's absolutely smashing it, killing it. He's actually running circles around me, that's what I'm looking for. My goal on that is, not to give you the fish, just teach you how to fish and then put you out in the deep end of the water. Let's see how you do. It's like NASCAR, you just, from the outside, it looks, it's easy. They're just going in circles at 200 miles an hour. Yeah, you get your own car, get in the race. Let's see what you got. What else? Yeah, so you can join the Telegram chat group. If you do decide to join, it's Big Mac. It costs a Big Mac a month, literally, okay? You're getting me for a Big Mac. We have an inside joke going on the Telegram chat group. I'm going like, I should be raising that to like $99.99 a month as opposed to $9.99 a month. Again, it's not for money, but I have to keep the YouTube channel up. I have a YouTube manager, and there's good cost to do this shit. If you do decide to join, click join next to on the YouTube channel. Click join. Send me an email, Sergio@sergioavadian.com. I'll send you a Telegram chat group link. A couple of new members joined. They immediately got to reading the 2 books I recommended, one for technical analysis and one for option trading. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it. So again, the link is up here. If anybody wants to join, please don't be shy. Grab the link. It's a web-based application. You don't need to download anything. And once I see you in the green room, I'll put you up. So schedule for next week. I don't know if is the market closed on Monday. I don't think it is. Somebody said it's closed. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not sure. But if the market's closed, no trading with Sergio on Monday. Then we'll be back on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, trading with Sergio. And Fridays, Power Hour with Sergio. So join us. Keep me company. Yeah, crypto can't get out of its way. It's just kind of going sideways. I'm sure hoping this is a base that it's building to coil from, or if this is the or I don't know if it's a consolidation before the next leg down. God help me and everybody else. I mean, I'm in a fine position, but I know a lot of people stuck in BMNR and cussing Tom Lee out. Look, man, why are you guys cussing Tom Lee out? Tom Lee is another human being just like you and me. I mean, if you just listen to, because he's Tom Lee, I mean, great, has done well over the last 10, 15, 20 years with FundStrat, but I mean, I don't know. He's just another human being. And for me, the important thing is the price, right? The price takes precedence. BMNR hasn't done anything. In fact, last week when Ethereum, I'm not even going to say pump, rallied to 3,400, BMNR was lower last time it was at 3,400. So what does that mean? That means MNAV, multiple to net asset value, or market cap to net asset value, is shrinking. BMNR, by the way, is the only one above 1. They're still doing ATM sales. They had a shareholder meeting yesterday, increasing the share count to 50 billion shares from 500 million shares. I'm going like, holy shit. But a lot of people said it's going to be dilution and this and that. No, as long as MNAV is above 1, they can do ATM sales and keep buying Ethereum and get to that 5% level as fast as they can. Once it goes below 1, then you can't do ATM sales. ATM sales meaning at the market share sales, common shares. So because doing it below 1 that's dilutive, right? So that's eating like your own flesh. All that's meaning digital asset treasury companies are below 1 MNAV. In fact, one that I bought, I'm out of it now, but I'm still curiously watching. I personally think it's the best run that out there, because everybody just gravitated to BMNR because Tom Lee's involved. I'm like, okay, Tom Lee's just Tom Lee. He's just another man. SBET, SharpLink Gaming, they're fully staking it. In the last 4 months, they earned about 12,000 ETH already on top of the 850,000 ETH they hold. They're the second largest ETH DAT out there with an amazing, amazing management group. MNAV on that one, ready? 0.75. So if Ethereum stays here, or even if it goes up, and BMNR MNAV decide, the powers to be decided to take it down to 0.8, BMNR is going to 25. And I mean, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but that's math. You just got to understand the math. Once you understand it, then I think you just know what, buyer beware. You know what you're getting into, get yourself into. And then people are going to cuss Tom Lee some more out. I'm like, no, the guy's doing what he said he's going to do. I don't think he's responsible for any of you getting into BMNR. And then I still see on X these fools, and they're absolute fucking fools. If BMNR MNAV is at 1.6 and Ethereum gets to 4,000, BMNR will be 68. I'm like, bro, BMNR MNAV is never going to get to 1.6. It was at 1.7. Now we're down to 1.1. Goes below 1, then what? People just put shit there and then poor retail goes follows these gurus, whatever they are, and then they get stuck, and then they go, "Oh, I just blew my account." I'm like, "Yeah, welcome to the real world." Anyway, I mean, look, buyer beware. Understand the risk. There is risk in everything. All the people who sold the puts, "Oh, cash secure puts are great." I'm like, "Yeah, when the market's going up, it's great. Why don't you go sell cash secure puts on HIMS or Oracle, huh? Or Netflix?" Well, I'm selling actually cash secured puts because I decided to make that the fifth stock in my long-term port. Earnings are coming out. I'm short the 88 puts for February. I want to accumulate Netflix between 80 and 85. I think that's decent area to just start accumulating shares. So I sold the 88 puts. I'll sell some more puts after the earnings. If it tanks, great. I'll get assigned. I'm long 4 stocks: Google, Kava, UPS, and Lululemon. Those are the 4 stocks. They're all green, with the Google one being up over 100 and some percent. I actually sold cover calls on Google going out to May to make myself in the lower tax bracket of long-term capital gains. I sold May 350s. I bought the stock at 152 in April. I got lucky and whatever. So I'll get called away at 376. I sold them at 26. They're 35. So there's your cover call. But then I wasn't going to sell it anyway before 1 year, 1 day. So that's it. That's where we are with that. On the other ones, they're just sitting. Kava, I'm up about 59 is my average. We're at 71. UPS 96 my average. We're about 109. And Lulu 186 is my average. We're about 202. So they're all handsomely up, decent. But we're just going to hold those for a while. We're not going to trade those. That's why I highly recommend having a long-term investment account and having a fun trading account, right? Don't mix it two together, because mixing the two together is like mixing oil and water. And please do not trade with the money you need to rent, to pay the rent. Don't do it. Do not trade, okay? That's counterintuitive, obviously, to all the hood YOLOers these days, Robinhood YOLOers. Look, with all due respect to everyone, everybody is somehow involved in the markets. But then every time I visit X, which I kind of enjoy, it just comes and goes. They're all in the same 10 stocks. There's MAG 10 and then 10 other stocks. That's all they know. There is no other symbol on X. ASST, Hood, and all the AI energy stocks. And I'm like, bro, there's 10,000 stocks. What are you people doing? There are stocks that are just going ripping every day. Small, mid-size, large cap. Why are you guys stuck on 20 stocks? There's many stocks. Anyway, so last but not least, on my long-term port, I'm of the mindset of buy low, sell high. On the trading account, I am definitely not buy low, sell high. I'm in the camp of buy high, sell higher. We're trading. We're not investing. We're trading. So short-term, 99% of my trades in that account are short-term and short-term capital gains. Okay, so good morning to everyone. Alex, welcome to the group. I know you joined Telegram already. Please pick yourself a nickname. Some of us have nicknames. If you join the group, you'll know. Good morning. Good morning, Mike. Luis, good morning. Is it really? Why? What is it? What is on Monday? Is it like, I don't know, not Veterans Day? Let me check. I don't know. Why is the market close on Monday? Huh. Let me check. Is the market closed on Monday? Let's see. Oh, MLK Day. Hats off to Martin Luther King. Respect. Okay, see? I didn't know. That means schools are closed, right? Yeah. That's good. One extra day of data decay for the short cover calls on BMNU. One extra day, right? No, I'm telling you, folks. I got away with that one yesterday, for thank God. It didn't wait until expiration, you know, bought the existing calls at nickels and dimes and sold the February calls. We'll see. I don't know. It's just I mean, it's not a mess. I'm fine with it because my cost basis is very low, but yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to get called away on that one, but it's okay. Anyway, what else is going on? I have a bunch of positions, new positions, some added today, some I haven't trimmed anything. Actually, I did trim my put debit spreads. If you guys were on Wednesday, Wednesday sell-off, I trimmed put debit spreads. I had 40 of them. I trimmed them down to 10, holding the 10 for now. I may add to it. I personally don't like what the market is doing. VIX is kind of going up, but market grinding higher. This low, super narrow range grind higher. I don't know. I'm not sure. My gut says I don't like the market. I want to buy more put debit spreads or puts. But then one person that has been right throughout all this was Jem Carson with shit, I forgot his name. He's a goat. He's a goat of volatility. He's on X. You can go follow him. He said this many times 6-8 months ago, and now I'm a huge believer, obviously. I kind of thought at the time that he was right anyway. He says, look, if you're hedging yourself by buying index puts, you're going to get wiped out because market's going to grind higher, but underlying stocks are going to go wildly moving all over the place, which if you had bought index puts to hedge yourself, and we had a little 5% sell-off, all the stocks, all the high flyers, you know, like Hood, let's say, 155 down to 108. If you were holding Hood and index puts are dying, and then Hood's down 40% from the high. Same thing with NVIDIA, same thing with Palantir. Basically, those stocks have been sideways for the last, I don't know, 6 months now, 5 months. They haven't gone anywhere. And but obviously we had the metals rally, all these metal stocks ripped, they all just went up, right? Depending on what you are. I mean, it's not a stock market, it's a market of stocks. Okay. Obviously, some of us do passive investing, index, you know, DCAing or whatever. Different story. But he was right. You know, any put that you bought on the indexes to hedge yourself did not work. So you got the double whammy going. And then, you know, we had the massive sell-off on the, you know, momentum stocks like Oklo and IREN and ASTS, and they all went down 50%. Now they went back up 150%. So it's just wild out there. It's wild. If you're involved in those stocks, especially those, you know, space stocks, be careful. We're gone parabolic. You don't want to get caught with any of that stuff. Tesla, yeah, Tesla is one. Well, Tesla actually is still doing okay. Tesla, I'll take a look at Tesla. I haven't looked at it for a while. I mean, it's just Tesla is Tesla. It's just, it went to, I think, made a 52-week high of 490. And then I think we're down to like 430 maybe. Yeah, 15% sell-off. Tesla's a great trading. If you look at Tesla, Tesla's been the same price for the last 4 years, 5 years. You know, just go back, look at a 5-year chart. Maybe it's up, I don't know, 20% in the last 5 years, because it was like 300, now it's 420. So indexes have done 100%, right? So Tesla actually has been underperforming. It's been a great trading stock. It went to 400, down to, after the election, went to almost pumped to 480, sold off to, after that, what, to 150, 180, whatever it was, right? 200, and then back up to 480 now, back down to 430. It's at least it's holding. It's not selling off yet. But if you look at all these Mac 10s, Apple actually is on a downtrend. Microsoft, none of them are making higher. It's the only one that's doing the best is Google, because they became the AI leader and then autonomous vehicle leader, obviously. And it's the only one that's doing out of the Mac 10. Netflix and Amazon and Microsoft and Meta, none of them are anywhere close to 52-week highs. And then, in fact, Apple was selling off. So down about 10-12%, while the market's grinding higher. But then the point I'm trying to make with the market is, without these, since the S&P 500 is a market capitalization weighted index, if NVIDIA doesn't move, Apple doesn't move, Google doesn't move, Amazon doesn't move, Microsoft, Meta don't move, index is not going to move, because the 475 out of the 500 stocks are not doing much, with the exception of my list that I've accumulated for the chat group and, you know, a 52-week high list, right? So there are stocks that are ripping because you just kind of catch the rotation that's going on. So they've been going sideways. So that's why the market's in a super narrow range, because the top 10 stocks in the S&P 500 are about 80% of the market cap of the S&P 500. So that's why we'll have that tiny little narrow range that we're just grinding higher. So yeah, I think what's going to, so when the sell-off comes, what's sold first? The most liquid names, which is the MAC 10. Okay, well, that's why I'm not nervous. I mean, market's grinding higher, but it's still reacting to bad news decently to a point. But I don't like this grind higher, narrow range kind of a thing. I don't know. It never resolves itself well, but we'll find out what's going to happen. Okay, the Funk 1080. Hey, Sergio, I appreciate your content. This may be a stupid question. There is no stupid question, sir. But how difficult it is for MNAV to expand it's impossible. Almost impossible. The only way MNAV may expand on all these DATs is if Ethereum takes off. As long as Ethereum is going sideways, MNAV is going to get crushed. Why? Because the institutions, hedge funds, all they're doing is buying Ethereum and shorting BMNR. That's why on SBET, MNAV is 0.75. It was 1.4 at some point. So all they're doing is that. And so what's happening is that Ethereum is staying sideways. And first of all, my belief always has been, same thing with MSTR, same thing with SBET, same thing with all the other DATs. I'm talking the major ones, right? I always kind of questioned, why should MSTR be at 2.2? Why should the stock, the common shares, sell for more than 1 MNAV? Why? What's that premium for? I'd rather go buy, Bitcoin. Because if you're buying, MSTR, you're paying a premium. You're buying Bitcoin, like when it was 2.2 and Bitcoin was 70,000, okay, on MSTR, we can look at that disaster. You were paying like 140,000 for Bitcoin, 150,000. Why? Why is their Bitcoin so special? And the trade that Wall Street put on, in fact, Jim Chanos was short MSTR from 400s. All you have to do is just a pretty simple trade. Buy the physical Bitcoin and short MSTR, and MNAV will shrink. And that's what's happening with BMNR. It was 1.7. Now we're down to 1.1. So the only time, if these rip again, that may be the time that maybe MNAV will get pumped. But at the moment, it's just going the other direction. And I understand. I mean, it's pretty simple. I don't see anything else. No, retail doesn't account for anything, man. Retail is nothing. What retail? Stock is trading $2 billion worth every day. Retail has nothing. Retail doesn't mean shit. I do agree on some pump and dumps, YOLO stocks, meme stocks. Yes, retail makes a difference. On BMNR, no, it means nothing. Okay, so the Funk 1080. Retail does have power, a lot more power than it did 25 years ago when I was on the desk, where we used to laugh at retail. I don't laugh at retail anymore. Retail certainly does have power, but BMNR is not going to move at all by retail, by institutions, or whatever. BMNR, I said this before, BMNR is the tail of the dog. That's ETH. If the dog doesn't move, tail is not going to move by itself. That's a simple analogy as I can put it. If the dog moves, BMNR will move. Look what happened to Ethereum, 4,700 down to 3,300, right? Down 30%. How much is BMNR down? 60% from the same levels. MSTR, same thing. Bitcoin, 93,000, down from 125,000. Okay, down about 25%. MSTR is down 70%. It's not institutions. It's none of that stuff. Institutions are shorting it and buying the Ethereum and compressing MNAV. If Ethereum doesn't appreciably go higher, BMNR is not going to go anywhere. In fact, it may compress more. If Ethereum stays sideways for a year, BMNR, I'm betting you that it's going to be lower. It's going to be under 1 MNAV. So, but people, when I say this, people just go, you don't know. I'm like, what do you mean I don't know? Well, explain it to me then. Why should BMNR, MSTR, I bought SBET at 0.85, 15% discount. So now, here's the difference. If you buy SBET today at 1080 or whatever the price is, okay, they hold close to 900,000 ETH. Not as much as BMNR, but they do. And fantastic management group, okay? It's at 0.75. They don't have any debt. They don't do any convertibles. They don't do any preferreds, okay? Unlike MSTR, that takes on debt. You're buying Ethereum at a 25% discount because they have no debt. They haven't bought it on leverage. They hold 900,000 ETH. Okay? Stock is 0.75 MNAV. So that means you're buying SBET at a level that equals itself to 25% discount on the ETH that they're holding. At the moment, BMNR MNAV being 1.1, you're still paying 10% more for ETH. So basically, ETH is 3,300. You're paying 3,600 if you buy BMNR at this price. So that's why I'm into the discounted ones. But the discounted ones got deeper discount. I bought it at 85 cents. It's down to 75 cents. No, 70.75, not 75 cents. So at some point, that's why SBET has not gone down at all versus BMNR. They both are the biggest two debts when it comes to ETH. SBET, in fact, has gone up over the last month or so, up about 10, 15%. But MNAV is still getting crushed, down to 0.75. That's like buying, ETH at a 25% discount. If you believe in the ETH story, if you believe that long-term ETH is going to go rip and higher, like Tom Lee says, to 4,000, 8,000, 12,000, whatever. Long-term, it's okay. It should be okay. And even for that, though, I'd rather buy something at a 0.75 MNAV than 0.1, 0.1. That's about it. Yeah, they've been ripping. IREN is ripping. CIFR is ripping. I don't know where MBIS is. They're just rotating within groups. The big money is going into chasing all the rocket stocks or the space stocks. But then again, look what happened to ASTS. ASTS went from I think it was 108 to 60 or 55 or whatever it was. Same thing with Rocket Lab, same thing with Planet Lab, same thing with Lunar. I mean, all these stocks are ripping now, but it's their time. If you do catch, that's why I'm watching Oklo now real close. Oklo looks like technically setting up for a decent move. And I was short Oklo, so I was bearish. Now it seems like it's kind of basing. All the other top couple of stocks in the basing group is I'm watching Rigetti and ARQQ in the quantum computing stock because they have come down 60% literally from their highs. Now they're just kind of basing, going sideways. When they start ripping, we'll just get on it. On December 11th, ETH was 3,200. MNAS was higher because BMNR 39. Today is 32.7. Exactly. There you go. I couldn't have said it better myself. Now you understand the relationship between MNAV. The poster child for MNAV compression or crush is MSTR. Go look at that. Go compare that. Holy shit. Yeah. Hit the nail on the head. I don't have to say anything anymore. Well, thankfully, now you understand what you're dealing with. So let's say ETH stays at 3,300 and just goes sideways. And MNAV goes under 1, goes to 0.9, goes to 0.85. Then what? Where's BMNR going to be? You understand now? That's my problem with all this. Put furus out there drawing lines and chopsticks on BMNR. I'm like, bro, draw a line on Ethereum. Now that I understand. right? Because that's the dog, that's the body. Unless these fools over there are going to think the tail is going to wag the dog. No, I haven't seen a dog that does that yet. So ETH is the underlying, BMNR is the unit on top, and then all the other ones, BMNUs and 2x ETFs and options or whatever, is the other side. So that's what's going to happen. You know, sorry to say, but that's this. You got it. You hit the nail on the head. You 100% got it. So buyer beware. Know what you're dealing with. You know, if you're bullish long term, I rather buy SBET than BMNR. Same business, no leverage. BMNR doesn't have leverage either. But what's going to happen to Tom Lee and BMNR if MNEV goes below 1? Now they cannot do ATM sales. Now they cannot reach that 5% threshold that they're after quickly. What's going to happen? Because SBET, the second they went under 1, they stopped buying Ethereum. They're staking it fully. They're earning shit ton of Ethereum by staking it, almost 12,000 ETH, I said. Maybe they can sell those and buy shares back. Because when you're under 1 MNEV, these companies should be buying shares back. Because that's like increasing ETH per share if you reduce your share count. When it's above 1, you do ATM sales. You sell shares and buy ETH. When it's below 1, you can't buy ETH because you can't sell shares at a discount. Then you should be buying your shares back if you have the cash. So Tom Lee is still selling shares because he's at 1.1, right? As soon as it goes under 1, that's why he's in a rush to sell the ATM share. That's why the stock is compressed. Actually, Tom Lee is compressing his own stock. Tom Lee actually is compressing the MNEV because there is ATM sales happening every single day by millions of shares. That's why you hear in the news, Bitmain bought another 80,000 ETH. Where do you think the money coming from for that? Because he's selling shares, ATM shares at the market sales. That's why the stock is, not going anywhere. Maybe, he says he has $1 billion cash. He spent 200 million of it to Mr. Beast. I don't know what that was, but let's go with that. He has $1 billion in cash. Why isn't he buying shares back? Because he's doing as much ATM sales as possible until MNEV gets under 1. Because once it's under 1, we're done buying ETH. Okay, unless they do what Michael Saylor is doing at MSTR, which is issuing convertibles, issuing preferred stock, issuing all these things. I'm telling you, folks, this is either going to be ending very, very badly for the whole globe, okay, or for crypto especially, because these people are holding massive amounts of crypto now. There's over, I don't know how many, 200, 300 DATs now, digital asset treasury companies. I mean, again, but the underlying is Bitcoin, underlying is ETH, underlying is Solana. If you're dealing with the DATs of these companies, buy them as a deep discount as possible, like SBET, and hope that they're not going to be forced to sell. Because since they don't have leverage, that's the only good thing that I see at the moment with these DATs. They don't have any leverage. They don't have to be forced to sell. Like Michael Saylor says, I'm never going to sell. He's right. I think BTC has to drop to like 6,000 before he's forced to sell. Because he didn't buy it on leverage. Yes, he put on some convertibles, and then when they come due in 3-4 years, those people need to get paid back, and he may have to sell some, or he's going to dilute completely now, sell more, shares, and that's completely dilutive, right? So we'll see. We'll see where this game is going to end up. But conceivably, I mean, if Ethereum or Bitcoin stays sideways for the next 3 years, because these things are only going to MSTR, BMNR, SBET, they're only going to go up if the underlying moves higher. If they don't, they're not going anywhere. Absolutely nowhere. So that's why SBET makes sense, because it's already a 25% discount. Could it go to 0.5 MNAV? Shit, of course, I guess. So if ETH rips, great. We'll all make money. We all will make money. Usury is misery, but well said. But like, if you went and listened to some furus on X or Tom Lee and said, "Oh, Tom Lee's involved," and that deserves the premium. I'm like, no, he's a human being. No human being deserves a premium. No, it's not going to happen. So you're still thinking MNAV could expand. If ETH doubles from here, maybe MNAV will expand, but then you don't need it at that point because the Ethereum they're holding, the value is doubling. And even if it keeps at 1 MNAV, BMNR will double. The BMNR will go to 3062. If ETH goes to 7,000, BMNR staying at 1 MNAV will go to double from here, 31 to 62. Same thing will happen with SBET. Now, SBET or Sharplink Gaming may actually gain some MNAV because it's at such a steep discount at the moment, right? So that could be a double whammy. What if on SBET we go to 1 MNAV? I'm not above 1 MNAV. 1 MNAV, that's 25%, plus Ethereum spikes to 7,000, let's say. That's another 100%. So you may get more money out of SBET on the way up than you will get with BMNR. MNAV, it seems like MNAV expands when crypto is ripping. And I'm not talking like 8%. We're talking 50, 60, 70%. Maybe it will expand. We'll find out. At the moment, no. Anyway, anything else? No? Okay. I want to go look at the positions. I think I yacked enough. Put your questions there. If you want to grab the link is here. Come on and talk to me. I don't know why you guys are so shy. Here's the link. There it is. What are we doing today? I don't know. We added some positions with dollar cost average into some fucking losers. No, I'm kidding. Okay, you guys can see that. Let's go to the position. ASSD is making me bleed heavily. I'm talking bleed. I mean, seriously, it's just disaster. Oh, I have options expiring on BMNU in my Robinhood account. I gotta watch that by 1 o'clock. Here's the monitor. Yeah, ASSD made me bleed another 5K this week. Yeah, I'm long 500. See, I'm a believer in Bitcoin, and I DCA Bitcoin every Monday, the same dollar amount. And yeah, what can we do? I'm long 500 January 2.5 calls, leaps January 2027, and long 350 of those. Look, they're down to dimes and nickels. They can't go any lower. That's the premium. It's going to hold. So I think I'm safe now. Well, I mean, 0 is the bottom, right? So if BTC rips, Strive, which is ASST, will have a rally, and I have a year and a month, and hopefully it will do it by then. If it does, just going back to break even will add like 30, 40K to my account. But it's been a disaster. In fact, that's the reason that one position, SBET, is another one that bled me the last 2 months from 81% to 31% to finish the year at 31%. So garbage. Horrible. Boneheaded. What else is there to say? Anyway, so ASSD is that. Here's my BMNU position, long, still 3,500 shares. Average cost, I think, is like, after buying those back yesterday, I think I'm about 610 range. We're at 590. Bought them back and sold another round of calls for February already. I sold the 6s, 7s, and 8s. I got really good pricing. I sold the 6s at $1.50, 7s at 113, and 8s at 87 cents. So after this, my cost basis will drop to appreciably below current market value. So I'm looking at this like an ATM machine kind of a thing at the moment because my cost basis is low. Carnival Cruise, I am long 55, February expiration, 30 calls. And next one is Open Door. I'm long 40, February, 6 calls. Next one is, this is a new position, PEPG, PepGen Inc. I am long 30. I can only buy 30. The bid and offer is extremely wide on that, so it's tough. But anyway, I was able to buy 30 of them. Average cost $1.02. These are February, all February expiration, regular expiration, 5 calls. This is the SPY put debit spread. I was long 40, about 260. I chucked 30 out of the 40, about 325 to 350 range when the market sold off a couple of days ago. Holding 10. Wave Life Sciences, I have some calls expiring today, and then we'll see what we do with the. I was long 80. I'm down to 20. Took profits when the stock rallied to 16 a couple of days ago. And last but not least, I'm long 2,500 shares of ZSL, which is the 2X ETF, inverse ETF of SLV. That's getting close now. See, it's always exciting. This morning it was up to 325. Now we're at 305. Not only I bought the shares, but I put a covered strangle. It was a covered strangle position. I had for the weeklies anyway. They're expiring today. I sold the 3 puts and the 4 calls. I'm hoping to get it signed. I think silver is, the parabolic is going to end really badly. I don't know if it's going to end tomorrow or next week, but it will end. When it ends, it will be in tears. I'm not bearish on the metals, but I think it's gone. It's way out of control at the moment. So if these expire worthless, then my plan is to sell more strangles on Monday. If I get a sign, then I'll sell strangles at a 50% level. Full cover calls, because the premiums on ZSL on a $3 stock literally is astronomical. So literally selling 3 threes, 3 puts, 3 calls, strangle is over $1.10. Stock is 3. That's 30+%, close to 40% for a month. I mean, that's like, and I really don't care at that point if I get assigned more shares. My cost basis is going to collapse after 2 rounds of call selling. My cost basis will go to 0 on this thing. On top of that, if we were to get a sell-off in silver, obviously this will appreciate. So I'm happy with that position, honestly. Yeah, those are the positions. Not much else is going on. I'm actually looking to sell some CCL. CCL has weekly calls. I'm looking to sell Carnival Cruise. It pulled back more than I thought it would pull back, actually. But I'm looking to sell some next Friday's 31 calls at about 10 to 15 cents, lower cost basis a little bit. And yeah, that's where we are. Not much more going on. Yeah, this ASST killed me, just fucking killed me. Anyway, but what can you do? It's nursing like $22,000 unrealized loss on that. See, we tell you the losses, we tell you the gains. We got nothing to hide. Actually, look at SPET rally to 11. Wow, beautiful. Some of my group holds SPET, I'm pretty sure. And let's go to some charts. Let's look at some nosebleeds. And then we'll answer questions and we'll say goodbye, have a cup of coffee, because at the end of the day, I have shit expiring that I need to pay attention to, and they're right at the monies. One is above, one is below. So we'll have to make a decision. Let's look at charts. Yeah, this thing I think is going to moon, but we'll see. There was a big whale buying some way out of the money calls yesterday, February 40s, but I may join him actually. So let's look at SPY. This is the move I'm talking about, this little grind higher. Yeah, I don't know. We're either going to go hit the top of the channel, which is 7,300 range on SPX, or we're going to go V-test to low, which is at the 200 EMA at 645. We'll see. But I think this volatility is going to expand because VIX is kind of turning its head up, although it's down a little bit today. VIX is volatility index, obviously. This is TLT. TLT is don't freeze on me now, TOS. This is TLT. This is the inverse ETF of a 20-year bond, meaning if TLT is going down, that means interest rates are going up. So Fed's been cutting rates and interest rates are going up. Why is that? I talked about that. It's the debt, the deficit, dollar losing value, all that good shit. So this is triple Q. I mean, this sideways thing is going to resolve itself. Actually, on triple Q, we have like kind of an ascending, kind of a triangle, ascending wedge, actually. So that's chopstick talk for you guys. I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to chopsticks. All right, so let's look at the Mag 10 Apple downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. I mean, test 200 EMA. I'll be buying Apple probably. Here's Amazon. So Mag 10 is not going anywhere. They're all in kind of short-term downtrends. What am I doing, man? Okay, you guys see that, right? Lower. Okay, that's Amazon. Not close to 52-week high. This is Microsoft. So, I mean, lower lows, under 200 EMA. Microsoft high was 550. We're down to 460, right? Where are the put sellers? Oh, yeah, I sell some puts. Okay. Anyway, long story short, that's why market's not going anywhere. It's just kind of going flat to sideways. Without Mag 10, SPY cannot go up because 80% or 75% of SPY is the top 10 stocks. Simple as that. Here's Google, my favorite. That looks kind of different. That's the best looking Mag 10. What else is in the Mag 10? NVIDIA. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been sideways. Actually, it's the same price as it was, last July. Same price, going sideways. Now, is this a massive top? Are we going to roll over and die? Or is this a, 7-month base to take off? We're going to find out, won't we? Because if these starts rolling over, market's in trouble. So you guys understand. Netflix, I'm short puts. 88, right at my strike. Earnings are, I think, when are the earnings? Next couple days, I think, right? 120. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday. Beautiful. I hope I get assigned. This is my long-term port. This is Kava. Oh, the same thing. Sol puts got assigned. Actually, was down about 15%. Now we're up about 20%. Lulu, you dyslexic shit. Lulu right there. UPS finally breaking out after they laid off 40,000 people. There we go. UPS, lovely, on an uptrend now above 200 EMA. Now on this one, you guys should be selling puts, the put sellers. Okay, all right. So Meta in Mag 7 or Mag 10, nothing. Look at these, right? Okay, so if these don't go up, SPY cannot go up. Anyway, Tesla, right? So just to be man of my word, let's look at Tesla. Let's look at it. This is 10-year Tesla. Tesla literally is the same price as it was in July of 2022. Almost identical price. Has it been a beautiful trading stock? Yeah. Literally, yeah, if you've been holding since July, if you bought at 4 or 400, we're at 430. We're up like 6%, 7%. And in the meantime, it was exciting. It took you down to 100, by the way. So, I mean, so when people go, stonks go up, I'm like, yeah, stonks go up. Anyway, this is Hood. Getting exciting. Oh, wait a minute. Now only down 25 cents. All right, group. MACD under 0. No rush yet. But Hood has been 153 down to 110. Last time, it seems like Hood really does hold 200 EMA. We got close last time. It's definitely in a downtrend. So Hood is something we need to watch. Palantir was nasty fall today. Nasty reversal, actually. Again, Palantir, same price as it was last August. Hasn't gone anywhere. I mean, it's gone up 8,000% probably. Palantir looks like it's going to roll. It looks like it's rolling over. Retested the 200 coming up, maybe. So, without these major names moving, market's not going anywhere. Let's look at some of the nosebleeds, and then I'll answer some questions. ASTS, look at this thing. How beautiful. Look at this thing. 101 high, went to 50 in about a month and a half, 50% lower, while the market was making all-time highs. From 50 to we're at 120 now. Nosebleed, parabolic, please be careful. Okay, so actually, let's look at the metals real quick. Silver, SLV down 81. This is SLV, the ETF. So the price is higher. Price is like $90 on the spot market. Yeah. So ZSL is the 2x inverse ETF. 308. Well, maybe the strangle will expire worthless and then we'll sell it again. So that's ZSL. So these 2x ETFs are trouble. Here's BMNR. 31.17, up 30 cents now. Very great. Just sideways. Here's BMNU. 590, up 6 cents. There's my calls. Sold the calls on it. And it's not much we can do at the moment. Hopefully we get called away at the end of February. Expiration anyway. Here's MSTR. Disaster. There's your MNAV compression. 457 down to 147. Pretty good, right? Yeah. Is it going to bottom here? I have no clue because this is IBIT. This is Bitcoin ETF. Actually, I'm hoping and praying, that we break through the 200. That's long enough of a base. We'll just kind of have a move going. But yeah, I mean, and this is ETHA. This is the Ethereum ETF. These are the two largest ETFs. If this is topping here and we're going to take a leg down, God help everyone. That's all I can say. So definite downtrend, although kind of getting neutral now. Broke the downtrend. I should erase this by now, right? It broke the downtrend. So yeah, this fucking line. Erase. Same thing on IBIT. I don't like lines. I like naked charts. You can draw all the lines. There's so many fools drawing lines on BMNR. Well, you've got a bunch of idiots, bro. Why would you draw lines on BMNR? Draw lines on ETHA. Then we'd have something right here. Draw lines on that. I could draw like 50 lines on this. What for? I don't know. It doesn't work. How does ETH look on long term? 3 year? 10 year. It hasn't been around that long. Okay, fine. Whatever. Definite downtrend. Although we're trying to suspend the downtrend here. But we'll see. What else? So my positions. Well, yeah, BMNU, ASST, of course, whatever. CCL. Made a 52-week high. Testing the lower band and testing the 50 SMA. Don't like it, honestly. But then we'll see. This is the top. We're in trouble. But we'll have to get out. This is open door. This one, the line is valid. I'm going to keep the line because about 3-4 days ago, it came and tagged it. Tagged it, sold off. Okay, I go, good pullback, close the gap, time to get in. I got in. Let's see what happens. Another one is PEPG, down to 518. Well, we bought that on support. We'll see what that turns out to be. And let's go to the nosebleed section of the world. We went to ASTS, obviously. This is ASTS. This is Rocket Lab. This is Lunar. They're all top of the Bollinger Band. I mean, retesting the upper band. Metals were selling off, so I'll just look at a few of those. But let's look at IREN. And that's like coming off a base. It looks kind of Oklo. That's why I'm looking at Oklo real closely at the moment. Is there like a inverse head and shoulders there? I mean, not inverse, head and shoulders bottom. I don't know. So here's the shoulder, here's the head, here's the right shoulder, neckline. I mean, this looks perfect textbook head and shoulders to me. Do we buy it when the neckline breaks on its way to 160, or do we guess it and buy it here and get nailed with it? If MACD goes above 0, I think I'm going to buy it. Although I hate the company fundamentally, right? But then technicals, momentum, it's a different story. This is MBIS. These are all the same groups. That looks decent. This is CIFR. Yeah, it looks nice. And then, so here are the two quantum computing stocks just going sideways. Before the melt up, MACD is under zero still. Once it goes above zero, we'll take a look at it. One of my members did NVTS. I don't know. He got out too soon. I think he did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. And yeah, we'll see. That looks like it bottomed. Tagged 200 EMA a couple times. This is ARQQ. Arcade Computing. Arcade Quantum. That looks decent. Decent meaning like potential for a rally. Here's HIMS. Down, mother of all downtrends. At some point it'll end. Where will it end? I don't know. One of my members said, look at SMCI. Oh my God. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Yeah, it's just downtrend. I don't want to deal with it. This is HIMS. Yeah, no thanks. And then 52-week high. So a lot of the metal stocks, Alcoa, getting decent pullback now. Let's give me a little bit more pullback. Albemarle. Yeah, give me some more pullback. Freeport McMoran, some copper stocks. It's not even pulling back. CNX, Century Aluminum. Yeah. AA. Yeah, give me the 2020 MA pullback. Remember, group, remember what I said during Members Live yesterday. Although MACD is kind of turning up, I was way above zero, so I'm not going to be concerned with it. Here's HYMC. I want to go short this garbage really badly, but then it's flagging. I think it's going to rip higher. Honestly do. Silver, gold. Okay, this is silver. 80.73, not much going on. I mean, we're picking the top here. I don't know how successful we're going to be, but we'll find out. Here's gold. I mean, uptrend of uptrends. And here's the dollar index, folks. There you go. Dollar has lost about 11%, 9 to 11% of its value. Although, is this a base or are we going to roll over? If dollar keeps losing value, that means market will go higher. If dollar goes higher, market will go lower. And this is what the dollar index looks like over the last 3 years. See this? See? This is how much money your buying power lost. 110 down to 96. Okay? In the last 2 years, dollar loses its value 7-8%. And you get gaslit by the government saying, yeah, inflation is only 2.5%. I'm like, okay, cool. Cool. So trying to give you guys a picture. I have 150 stocks that I'm watching. I don't want to go through all of it, but there are some rippers in there. There are some beauties in there. I like a firm, actually. It's based here, hopefully. We were in it, made money. We'll maybe get back in it again. Lemonade, I like. It's a high-level consolidation there. There are some stocks that have just gone absolutely parabolic. HII is one. Huntington Ingalls. Look at these things. See, you just deal with these kind of stocks, folks. Don't go picking bottoms on garbage. You know, catching falling knives. Not good for your health or your account. There's 150 of them. I can't go through it. It was just, yeah, whatever. But yeah, deal with these types of charts, guys. Okay, don't deal with riffraff. Anyway, so that's where we are. That's where we are. We're getting close to expiration. ZSL 310. Let's just stay here. Just make my life easy today. Can we? We don't have to do anything with it. Can we just stay at 310, please? Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Luis, PEPG selling off. Luis, is that the bottom or no? I don't know. No, we're good. We're fine. We are fine. Anyway, so let me go to the front, answer a few more questions, and then go have a cup of coffee. Oh, TJ is here. Welcome to Painland. Sorry.
What's up, Sergio?
Hey, buddy. What's up? What's happening?
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, sir. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. I'm rebounded from the October. I call it got caught my hand in the cookie jar event.
Mm,
So about fully recovered. About I need about another 400,000 to go, and I'll be at all time highs again.
yeah.
But I wanted to get a little education from you because there's something. I've been selling options full time now for about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a concept that I was exposed to very early on in my, in my career, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really embraced the concept. But then here recently, I keep hearing a lot of chatter about this concept again, and I just want to understand it, like really understand it, because I think I have the I'm familiar with the concept, but that's different than like really understanding it, if that makes sense, right? Like
Yep.
a lot of people are like, oh, I'm familiar with covered calls, I'm familiar with cash secured puts, but when it comes down to actually like managing it over and over, you realize that it's all situational and it's not one size fits all, right?
Yep. I agree.
Um, but there's this theory called max pain. How
Yeah.
familiar are you with this max pain theory? Because I feel like that's where the majority of the options expire worthless, but how do you see it on the options chain to
Pretty
where it like
easy.
really stands out to you? Like,
Yeah,
can you
pretty
show that to
easy.
me?
So max pain theory is been around for a long, long time, for decades
Mhm.
actually. So there is only two things that can make a stock pin to a strike where the highest open interest exists on puts and calls.
Mhm.
That's where they're going to pin it for both sides to expire worthless or very close to worthless, right? So if you look at an option chain, max pain, let's say, big moving stock, Hood, okay, let's go with Hood, right?
Okay.
Very popular with retail, right?
Of course. Yeah, for sure.
So if you were to look at your option chain, in fact, let's take a look at it. Let me go
Yeah.
to
Are
that.
you able to pull it up? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay.
So I was like looking at these furus on X, go, oh, I sell cash secure puts at 120 on Hood. I'm like, fuck, stock is 105. Now what are you gonna do?
Mm,
But long story short, let's click on it. And let's go to January 16th, which is today.
right.
Let's look at 110. Stock is where 110.01. They're gonna pin it at 110, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't like those.
No. Do you want
I'll
Okay,
put it back.
so let's look at the January 110s. The puts 14,216 open interest. That's the highest open interest within the next 10 strikes, probably. And Hood is on dollar strike. Okay. You see what I'm saying
Where
here?
I see your cursor, but I'm trying to find the 14,000.
No,
Oh, I
well,
see it.
just
I see it on the far right. I see it.
yeah, far right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can look on your own screen too.
No, I see it. I see it.
Okay. And conceivably, we have 4,200 calls expiring today. That is not the highest open interest, but then, as you know, once you pin it at 110, anything above 110 is going to expire worthless,
Right.
and anything below 110 is going to expire worthless, right? Usually they'll pin it to the highest. That's the max pain. Usually where they can make most of the shit expire worthless is what they're playing for.
Right.
Now we should watch Hood until the end of the day. Today's low on Hood was 106.88. So and if you look at the volume, by the way, let's look at the volume on the puts. 7,600 of those traded. Okay. And over 4,200 inches, 25,000 of the calls traded.
Wow.
So what would it be? What would be, and with that range today, by the way, stocks range is 111.25 high, 106.88 low. So the calls had a 10-cent low, $1.93 high range, and the puts had 32-cent low, $3.30 high. Do you see how it makes sense for them to expire it right at 110 and all that
Yeah.
premium will be disappearing? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because
So that's
I
Max
was talking
Payne.
about it like you know how you see the sports betting lines or whatever, and it's like
Yeah,
plus
yeah,
3, -3, and it
yeah,
seems like holy cow, man! Like in the last few minutes of the game, it's always like right in that vicinity.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's Max Payne. So when you look
Uh,
at the call puts, 30 cent low, $3.30 high,
right.
and the volume is immense, right? And if you look at the calls, open interest is 4,100, but 26,000 calls traded today.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
high of $2 and high of 330 on the puts. There's a combined premium for just today of $5. It would clearly make sense to close it at 110 or very close to above, a few
Yeah.
pennies above, a few pennies below. But that's on expiration, so don't get too stuck with that, right?
Right.
Max Payne.
They say it's just a theory, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a theory on
Uh-huh.
expiration that they will usually it's going to be a round number, and usually they're going to pin it at that number for everything to expire worthless. Everything above and below obviously is going to expire worthless,
Mhm.
but especially if the stock had a wide range. There is another theory that goes around, which I think I do actually buy that theory. That's called MVC, most valuable contract. That happens for a lot of zero DTE traders, right? And market has a tendency, by the way, of moving to MVC if you're trading zero DTEs. I don't trade very, very rarely. I put iron condors or trade zero DTEs because when the market's going sideways, I mean, you must sell the put credit spread, sell the
Right.
call credit spread, and just let them expire worthless. That's a big business, by the way. So on that one,
I've never been attracted to zero DTs. I just always heard it's the hardest trade. Like
there is
it's the
serious
hardest
money in
one.
there. If you're a seller,
Yeah.
TJ, you need to pay maybe a little bit. Maybe we could do like an offline kind of a
Sure.
little session with you, because there is solid validity in that. Like today, for example, right? Market's just going sideways.
All right.
Yes, it had a little swoosh, but then whatever. And if MVC today is 69.20, they're going to pin it at 69.20, and both sides, like if you had put on a put credit spread and a call debit spread, iron condor,
Right.
with limited risk, right? Because you're risking whatever your wings width is at, body of maybe 50, 60 points, the market's going sideways. Data decay is just going to take you to promised land. And I have a good friend up in Canada that does that, called Quant Data, and they don't look at charts, they don't look at anything. They just analyze gamma, delta, vega, charm, and all they do is sell PCS and CCS. And I'm like, I need to pay attention to this. I started actually paying attention maybe 3 months
Yeah.
ago.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
do like trading. I may incorporate that into my arsenal. Every old dog learns new tricks, kind of a thing. And they do very, very well selling premium on a daily basis. And but you heard about that guy that blew $50 million, right? The martingale guy.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
what he was doing. So every day he would double up. Like you go to Vegas, you bet on red, you lose once, bet double, double, double,
Yeah.
double, 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 and then
The Martingale sports strategy.
yeah, Martingale Sports or
Yeah.
gambling strategy, and he did that. He blew $50 because
It's great.
the dealers, his size was so large. The last day he put on 90,000 iron condors,
Oh, shit.
90,000 on both sides, and they took him in the money, and he got wiped out. Because
Gee.
when you don't fuck with the dealers, you know what I'm saying? They're taking the other side of the trade. You think they're willing to lose?
It's like your bookie, man. Like he doesn't even care about your bet. He takes the other side and somehow he wins more than you do.
Yeah, because he goes lays it off. He hedges it, and then he lays it off with another bookie and collects your 10%. I mean, the vig is the vig, right? We got to pay the
Yeah.
vig. So that's Max Payne. That's MVC. I'm really paying close attention to MVC. I really do like selling condors, not naked, by the way, not naked strangles. We're not selling naked
Yeah.
strangles. So we have the defined downside. The only risk is obviously Trump saying something and then blow you away. But then again, your wings are going to protect you to a point, right?
Right.
But we should definitely talk about that. I think you will. You can do like with small size to just understand the concept, and I think it's a valid concept.
So a couple of weeks ago, I caught a couple of your streams. I was driving or whatever, so I put you on while while I was driving. I don't know. It was like an hour drive, and you were on one of these. I'm not sure if it was around noon. Yeah, like power hour. Is this what this one's called?
Yeah,
Power
this
hour.
is power hour today. Yeah, noon Eastern. Yeah, so
Yeah. And you were on a rant on what was the BM&U? You're on a BM&U rant.
I'm
Like,
fucking in it.
you have but luckily you had a pretty good entry point though, right? So
I have a great entry point. I'm not talking about that. What I was saying is that people don't understand these 2x ETFs.
Yeah,
They just go in, and I'm like, bro, there's a thing called volatility drag. You're gonna get wiped out. Actually, the best trade on the planet, the bearish ones and the bullish ones, just short them. They're all gonna go to zero at some point.
Yeah.
Unless you catch a move, they're fun,
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
But the protection on that was people just don't understand it. They go buy it, hold it long term. You cannot buy and hold long term 2x ETFs. You just can't.
No.
I mean, the poster child is Tesla. Look at Tesla and look at TSL.
TSL. It's crazy, right?
I mean, bro, what are you people doing? But then you know what, TJ, if you don't do your due diligence, you deserve what you're getting at some point.
Yeah.
I will take your money. If you really wanted to throw your money away, I'll take it.
Yeah, I've been using BM&U to recover some of the BM&R because I'm like, it's giving me a nice little, like I can get $1 and I do it over and over on 100,000 shares quickly.
Well, that's working out.
But I ain't overstating my welcome on those. I think the biggest issue is you overstay your welcome and you get screwed bad, man.
Well, if you don't sell options on those, if you own the underlying, especially if you don't sell options on them, I mean, first my advice is like, don't be naked strangles on these things, 2x ETFs, because they will blow you out of the water. But on BM&U, if you own the shares, you must sell calls.
Yeah, because you got to protect.
I saw some of your ex tweets. People are like, "Why are you selling calls? It's this, it's that." I'm like, idiot. He's collecting the money. He's lowering his cost basis. He's not in the game for like forever. Look at our ASST. I'm just taking it up. You know what on that one? And I'm like, that's why you have to do it, because volatility drag is going to kill you slowly. It's like, like death by 1,000 cuts.
It's brutal, man. It's brutal. Luckily, I was able to bring in almost $100,000 now in premiums on BM&U, and then I made a couple hundred on my little dollar swings. And then I sold them, and then I got ridiculed a little bit because I sold that 627, 50,000 shares, and then at 705. And I'm like, y'all know that just 2 flat days on BM&R and this fucker's back down to 6, right? Like, do you not understand that?
No, but they don't understand it, bro. They don't understand it. I mean, there's you, there's me. I'm trying to educate you. Do not buy. And if you go read the disclaimer page on all these ETFs,
it tells you
this is not to be bought and held.
It tells you. It literally tells you. It literally tells you.
It literally tells you, like, this is like, it's like the analogy is like, you have a car on the door. It says if you get in this car, your chances of death is very high. Will you get in the fucking car?
No.
It's the same thing. And people still do it. People go, oh, I'm holding TSL Alpha. There was a boneheaded comment. I'm in ZSL now, right? The 2x ETF inverse silver ETF, right? So I bought the shares at 3 something, sold the strangle, cover strangle. They're going to hopefully expire worthless, and I'll do it another round because I think silver is topping or somewhere pretty close to top. So long story short, look on your chart. Just go look at your chart. ZSL, look at that chart. That's a 2x ETF. Zebra, Sam, Larry.
ZXL.
No, Zebra, Sam, Larry.
Got it. Okay.
Look at this.
Yeah. Pro shares ultra short.
Look at the chart.
It's crazy.
It's down to 3. And then now there are some boneheads saying, oh, I'm going to hold this forever. Yeah, it's going to go to 0.
or reverse split if you're lucky, I guess.
Like we had the ASST, you mean? Like the reverse split? Yeah, that fucking thing. But long story short, that
was my moonshot play. Needless to say, it looks like it's crashing and burning, but we tried.
I'm still holding. We'll see what happens. I'm still holding the leaps.
Fortunately, the shares don't expire. I'm not excited about the 5,000 leaps of what the fuck was I thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the same boat on that one. I mean, that was my massive drag at the end of the year for me, man. It was like, fuck, I go like, what am I doing
Dude,
here?
my freaking my year to date, we were at 1.5 million, and then I ended up just a shade over 3 million because of the
Yeah,
massive drawdown.
yeah.
And
Wow, we all had it.
it
Yeah.
happens, right? It happens.
Yeah. So anyway, but when people, because I do rant because I'm trying to help you guys. Just listen for a minute. And a lot of people on BMNU or BMNR, right? They go like, oh, this or that. I'm like, look, BMNR is not going to go anywhere
Without
unless
Ethereum.
Ethereum moves or goes higher. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only way.
So you're
But
saying
then
Mr. Beast and the app was not going to move BM&R today?
what? I don't know. I don't even know if they passed the shareholder vote. Did they pass it?
Yeah, they passed the shareholder vote.
So they have 50 billion shares now.
Yeah, oh, fuck, that's
That's
crazy. Right?
insanity, bro.
No, I mean, granted, he's not going to like issue them all at once, hopefully.
No, obviously not. Well, he's issuing every day. Actually, he's compressing his own shares.
Can he though? Can he though? Because the MNAV surely has to be under 1 now. So how
No,
does?
no, still 1.1, still
Oh, it is.
1.1. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
wow.
still selling ATM every single day. So he's compressing his own shares. Every
So
other one is under 1. MSTR is under 1.
What are your thoughts on him slowing down the purchases of? Because they were acquiring more Ethereum when it was in the $4,000 range than they are now. But then he does I caught like 10 minutes of the deal yesterday. And he was like, we like Ethereum at these levels. And I'm like, what doesn't look like it based on the amount that you've been acquiring in comparison to, just a couple of months ago?
Well, they cannot do ATM and buy ETH if it goes below 1 MNAV, because then that's completely dilutive. It's like eating your own flesh, right?
Right.
So he's doing it as fast as he can, as long as he's got a little bit of a premium. MNAV was 1.7 on BMNR. Now we're down to
when it was
1.1.
like 60, when it was like 60 something.
Exactly. So he's doing it still. He should be doing it, because once it goes below MNAV, 1 MNAV,
Can't do anything.
then he should go buy the shares back.
Back.
I mean, it's not a complicated situation here. But
Right.
unless ETH goes higher, appreciably higher, BMNR
Right.
is not going to go anywhere.
Right. But how does it work with? So theoretically, when they stake their entire whatever $13 billion, however much they have of Ethereum, and then that goes and generates you a pedestrian, and yes, I'm going to use the word pedestrian, 400 million, because you give the worst option seller in the world 13 billion, they're gonna luck into like $1 billion or $2 billion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But they're gonna go get $400 million, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Jesus walked on water," right?
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, that's really not that much money. But does that help them to increase their MNAV artificially, because that's getting paid in Ethereum, right?
Yeah, that's getting paid in Ethereum, but obviously, like, I'm dealing with SBET, Sharplink Gaming. MNAV on that, I got in at 0.85, it's down to 0.75.
Right.
So, but like, they've been fully staking it, and they don't have as much Ethereum. They only have 900,000 Ethereum. In the last 3 months, they generated 12,000 ETH in staking, right? That's pretty big. So what they could do is
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I mean, the return is going to be good, but I think Tom Lee's idea is not just to generate that $400 million worth. If you have, I mean, you have to be a believer in this. If ETH goes to 10,000, that 400 million is going to be 2 billion. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, staking is a good thing. You get your average 3.5%, 4%. Plus, if the rates go down, as the Trump administration would like it to be, that 4% yield is going to look gold. Okay. But I think the idea of them is not, I don't think he's doing it for that. I think what he's in the future, as he says, right, finance is going to be on Ethereum platform.
Right.
Then that 4% is going to go to like 14%, because he's going to own 5% of all outstanding ETH and monetize it fully. I don't understand what this Mr. Beast thing was at all, by the way, but I don't even know what that was.
Well, but then there's also the Maven network that they're building out that should be ready in a quarter or so, or this quarter maybe.
Yeah,
so
L2
theoretically,
network
people would be, other companies or people, whomever, are able to stake on there, and then they're going to get a little bit of a cut there as well. So that's another revenue stream.
Once you get that much stuff, monetizing is going to be much easier. And I don't think he's just doing it for staking, getting the 3.5-4%. The return is going to be a lot higher, maybe double or triple of what he's looking for. So look, this is all depending on the Ethereum price. If
Right,
Ethereum,
of course.
look, man, I mean, shit, I want it to go up. I mean, just let it go. Just go whatever.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. But the other thing, the bad thing for you,
the Mr. Beast thing, real quickly, is
what is that?
He had Mr. Beast. His name's Jimmy. He talked about getting into banking. And applied, I think, for some licenses and whatnot. He's got like 1 billion followers on this thing, right? He's the biggest content creator in the world. So I think the idea, in a nutshell, and again, I saw like a snippet. They said it sucked. It wasn't worth looking at. So I just didn't have the time to look at it last night.
Yeah.
I'll probably do it over the weekend. But essentially, they want to be able to like get in early and tap into that ecosystem.
All right. I get it.
And that's the game.
I thought it was just
trying to have multiple streams of income so that he doesn't pigeonhole BM&R as just a digital asset treasury. I think, to me, in a nutshell, that's the thesis.
I agree. You know, a lot of people are getting into this financial literacy education part, right? So Mr. Beast is going to get in one. You know, the guy on X, Grant Cardone, the big investor, billionaire. He's like from Florida. He just opened an office in like 6 or 7 states. I'm doing it too, by the way. So I have a meeting with Lyft on the 26th with their, executive leadership committee, because I think financial literacy is so important and we don't do enough of it. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it,
Agreed. I mean, I feel like the rule of 72 is something that you need to learn like in high school.
Well, they used to have financial or not finance, not heavy finance, but balancing checkbook and this and that kind of bullshit, right? In high school or below, elementary school. They got rid of it all, and now they have like gender education or whatever for that. I'm like, bro, no, just teach them about credit cards.
They had home ec. Remember homemaking class?
Exactly.
I learned how to make fucking Rice Krispie treats. Dude, it was awesome. And then
they got rid of checkbooks. They got rid of checkbooks. So it's all intentional, bro. They just want to make you a crack addict, plastic crack addict in this country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
not to get all political, but there's the guy that got killed, Charlie Kirk. He would always say that education's or like college is a scam. Yeah. I just feel like they want to brainwash you into just being an employee and put your head down for 40 years and don't strive for financial independence, and Medicare and Social Security's got you. And you know that if you just look at the numbers and the money, it's at some point there's more people than money, right? Because when FDR did the whole New Deal thing, it was a fraction of the population comparison to what it is today. So the math simply doesn't math. It's worse than the fucking 2 times leverage.
Absolutely. If you don't long-term invest on your own, because your financial freedom is only up to you. Nobody else. Government's definitely not going to help you. Government going to screw you anyway. Unless you have rich parents, that's not going to work either. And working somewhere in the W-2, that's definitely not going to get you there. Unless you have like, Google and whatever, these kind of companies you work at, whatever. But my point in all this, financial literacy is lacking. And I'm going to do my part, actually, as much as I can with Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, DoorDash drivers, because they have no fucking idea about budgeting. The costs, right? They don't understand.
Yeah.
Like you said, rule of 72, bro. I mean,
basic.
How fast will your money double?
Yeah.
Simple as that. Or dollar cost averaging. People don't understand. People don't know any of this stuff.
Or just even know just the simple, like I always tell people, the no-brainer way to make it in the stock market is just put your head down and put $200 to $300 a month into an index fund, call life good.
100%. 100%.
And you don't have to learn about earnings reports. You don't need Max Payne. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? just go do life and put your 200 to 300 away. And when you're 60, 65, if you start early, you'll be happy with yourself.
Like the perfect example of that, TJ, is, okay, so let's go back all the way to 2000, okay? If you bought the top tick before the dot-com crash, okay? Right. Then if you bought the top tick in the index in 2000 before 2008 GFC, Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Then if you bought the top tick before they started raising rates, and if you
Okay.
bought the top tick before this latest April swoon of 20+%, right? And dollar cost averaged, you know how far ahead
In
you would
April,
be,
are
even
you
if you
talking
bought the
about the
top
yen
tick.
carry trade or what? In
Yeah,
April.
no, the tariff musical
Oh,
chairs,
the
April.
Liberation Day. Liberation Day.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know how far ahead you would be, even if you bought the top tick, if you just dollar cost average?
You're still fucking killing it because you just look at
Yeah,
the chart that goes up and to the right.
yeah, dollar cost average,
Even
bro.
COVID looks like a blip on the freaking on
Oh,
the
I
chart.
forgot COVID. Yeah, put COVID in there. Yeah, put
Yeah.
that in there as well. Because if you dollar cost average, like you said, $300, $200 a month into some account, and then just it's like the oven, set it and forget it.
Yeah.
You'll be so far ahead. You don't need to deal with what we deal with. Because we're doing it because to get 50% as opposed to 10%. And some of
Yeah.
us get, some of us don't. But the point is, just fucking do it, man. You know.
My late brother, my late buddy Greg, who's the one that sat me down and taught me the rule of 72.
Yeah.
He's 25 years old. I had heard it when I was 19, but I was too smart for it then, right?
Of course.
I had just become a dad. So
Yeah.
now life got serious for me at 25. And he was like, brother, this is what it's going to take to double your money. You'll be getting like, 10% is going to take like 6-7 years, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the short version of it.
Yeah.
And he was like, but you gotta learn crockpot investing. Is what he would call it. He
I
was
agree.
like, you're just putting a little bit of money into the crockpot, and you're gonna come back in 30 or 40 years, and the stew's gonna be ready, right? The soup's gonna be ready, and it's gonna be
100%.
perfectly marinated. And
100%.
you can go do live. You don't even have to check on the crock pot. You don't have to do anything.
Nope.
You're betting on the economy.
100%, because that's outside your own company's 401k if you have it, or
Yeah.
pension plan, or other investments you've made. Just put the money away. Like literally come back in 40 years, 30 years. That's gonna do, because a lot of people don't know this. In fact, on my website, we have a blog that we put weekly articles. Please subscribe, by the way. It's a free newsletter that I put out every Monday. Okay.
You want me to
If you-
say it? I can put it on the chat real quick.
Oh, okay, put it. Yeah. Well, it's www.sergioavadian.com is the website. I could do it too, but go ahead. And then there's a free newsletter that comes with it. You get a free newsletter every Monday at noon Pacific. One of the articles about Warren Buffett. Do you know when? You probably do, but most people don't. Do you know when Warren Buffett made most of his hundreds of billions? After what age?
I'd say probably after the age of 70.
60.
60.
That's when the compounding effect took off. You know what I mean? Because people don't understand the power of compounding.
It was around after Geico, right? Like when did he buy Geico?
Because he had accumulated all the wealth, but then the compounding starts. Because what happens is people don't understand the power of compounding, right? Because they put 300 a month. Every month they look at it, they go, oh, you only went to 305. Oh, you only went to 308. I'm like, that's okay. Just hold on for like a few years. Yeah. Because now, right, the power of compounding, rule of 72, dollar cost averaging. You know how the book is like investing for dummies? Yes. Bro, you don't have to do anything. We do gamma, this, sell call, put cash secure, put credit. Forget that shit. Invest. You must invest. If you don't invest, you're gonna be left behind, because nobody's coming for you, guaranteed. So
that's a fact. I mean, I just recently because I started my TJ the Wheel Joe LLC a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
When I was like trying to like go more legit, and I opened up the SEP IRA.
Yeah.
So I'm pumping it's just $500 a month, because I think there's like legal limits is like 60 grand, or there's like percentages of your portfolio, but it's like call it 60 grand. So I'm like, well, I'll just do 500, and then depending on how the taxes work out, you can tax shelter money by pumping it into your 401 into your SEP IRA, and it lowers your adjusted gross income.
Yeah, as an independent contractor, that's all you can do, and it's wonderful, right? Or Roth IRA, SEP IRA. By the way, I saw you started buying Bitcoin.
Yeah, $50 a day, and half of my YouTube and X earnings. I'm already at like approaching $7 grand in 3 weeks.
Unbelievable. I've been DCAing Bitcoin. I DCA'd Bitcoin every Monday at whatever price it was, the same dollar amount the whole year, and I'm doing it again this year. And
dude, this shit adds up so quickly though, and I've been in the game full time now, 6 years, having, doing better than I ever dreamt in this lifetime. But I wanted to go through that exercise because this is 3 weeks into I think December the 14th is when I started. So a month into the Bitcoin journey, about 6,600 bucks. And the biggest purchase I think has been like 1,000. I had one because I had the YouTube payment come through.
Yeah.
I shot over 1,000, and then there's been maybe a couple of 500s, but it's just been the 50, right?
Keep
and
doing
I'm like, dude, this shit. Obviously, do whatever works for your budget, but dude, it adds up quickly. And then my buddy Greg, he challenged me, right? Because he was like, hey, I want you to think, because I didn't have money. I was 25, I was broke. I just became a dad. I'm like, life sucks right now. I got to figure this out, right? And my dad's like, hey, you have a family now. You have to go eat shit. If that pays you money, you go eat shit for your family, because making kids is one thing, supporting them is a whole different thing, right? So he gave me that lecture that the man who can provide for his family is worse than an infidel, and making me feel like shit, right? So in other words, it was like, get your shit together and get it together yesterday. So I was like, okay, I gotta figure out how to make money. But I got to learn money. I got to understand what money is. Like, how does this shit function? It ain't just about getting a paycheck and living month to month.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show people that it doesn't matter where you start. The important thing is that you start and you have a game plan. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to do this $50 a day thing, and I'm going to get one fucking Bitcoin, because there's only 21 million of these things. I don't fully understand it. I don't think anybody does. I don't know who Satoshi is. Don't care. But I'm like, I'm going to get one of these things because I know they're not printing any of it. You know what I mean? Like, because the dollar is so discouraging, bro.
I was just, when you were in the green room, I put the dollar index chart.
It was like 110 and 90 something, whatever the hell
that's in a year and a half. That's like in 2 years, you're losing 7% every year. And I mean, like you may think you're not, but you are. I mean, your buying power is pretty clear. If you go buy something 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, today, you're paying more. Is your income keeping pace with it? If you don't invest, look, dollar lost about 7%, 8% last year. How much did the S&P go up? 15%. Okay, so it's good, right? So even if you just invested plain vanilla index
fund, if you're fully invested, it's good. But
no, plain vanilla, just invest. But you got to start. You got to start somewhere. If you don't start, and then the other thing is, people, think investing takes millions of dollars. No, bro. It takes $10, $5. Open a Robinhood account, just dump it in there. It's that simple. But then people get intimidated by it, and I'm going to try to, try to educate some people, but we'll see.
When I was in the oil field, 60 days in, they would let you 60 or 90 days in, they would let you participate in the 401k.
Yeah.
So immediately my 90 days came up, and I call human resources, and I'm like, hey, what's the max? Like, what are you going to match me up to, though? Yeah. And they're like, well, until you've been here for a year, it's only 3%. And then eventually they cap you at 5%.
Yeah.
So I was like, put me at 5%. Like, because I need to make sure that I got this job. I get dirty every day. And no matter what, I need something, because I know I'm not going to work here forever. Yeah. And I need something that I can say, hey, this was my time in the oil field. I started in the oil field March 17th of 2011.
Yeah.
So around June, I started investing into the 401k. Worked for like 7 months, got laid off. No, actually, I got fired. I'm sorry. I got fired for insubordination. Fighting is really what happened. And then 3 months later, I landed another job. And then I was able to roll over that 401k to Neighbors Drilling. And then I was in Neighbors Drilling from like December, January of 2012. One layoff in between until COVID.
Yeah,
I got laid off.
Big company, bro. Neighbors Drilling is a big company.
Yeah, for sure. Neighbors Industries, right? Yeah. So worked there for 4 years. On my 4th year, I looked up, Sergio, and there was $100,000 in my 401k.
Fuck yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, how? Like how? Because I wasn't even struggling. Like I was getting my paychecks and granted, we have a lot of money, dude. I got $20 an hour, then when I became a dark man, 25 an hour, but they give you the 35 per diem. It adds up. Oil-based pay was like 20, $25 a day. So it was like I was making like 80 to 120,000 bucks a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, 4 years, somewhere in that 4 year, between the 4 and 5 year mark, I get the statement from fucking Merrill Lynch and it has 6 figures in it, bro. I was like, my heart started like, it was like, I was like getting like a cold sweat going because I couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, dude. And I was like, dude, my buddy Greg was right. I just needed to find a situation to make some money and then just start putting money away. And then before you know it, it grows a lot faster. Like, I mean, you guys have seen it all. Like whenever even when I was trading my wife's account, I was seeing it with the little account, you've seen it with the big accounts. It's harder to get to like a point. Like if you're trying to get to 100 grand, that's like real hard. But then you can go from 100 to 250 a hell of a lot easier. It's so weird, right? The way the math works.
Well, always like that though. It's always like that.
And then whenever you got $1 million,
and then when you get to like a few 100 million, it's tougher to grow that. But there's law of averages, obviously. But
of course,
what you said is like couldn't be, more true, which is people don't understand the basics. You put the money in your 401k, shit happened and it grew, right? And that's only 4 years. Imagine if you do that 30 years. Because after the 20th year, the power of compounding comes in, it's just go parabolic. It's like this, rocket ship, And
because I was in the oil field for almost 8 years, and I started when I was 30, 31 in the oil field.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what would have happened if I just started at like 25 or at 20, because I had buddies right out of high school that went to go roughneck. And in my mind, I was making fun of them because I'm in college, but they're already making, 15, 16 bucks an hour. I'm paying $3-4 grand a semester, right? Trying to going in debt, trying to get an education, not even knowing what the hell I want to be when I grow up.
That's the problem, man. But I'm that's why I keep telling people, listen, don't mix business with pleasure. Have an investment account and have a separate play trading account. Don't combine, don't commingle, don't write checks out of your shit. Just separate your stuff. Obviously, retirement is different. All that stuff is different. But the point is, people must invest. The wealth gap in the US is as wide as it's ever been. And this is nothing to do with politics with me or whatever. It's basic economics. 10%, top 10% owns 87% of the assets in this country. Bottom 50% owns 1% of the assets in this country. Bro, you must invest. Nobody's coming to get you. Nobody's coming to save you. Well, what do? We give him an iPhone every 3 years on payments. We give him an 80-inch TV. And we go, here's Pizza Hut and a 6-pack of beer. Go watch the Super Bowl. Don't worry about anything else. Use your credit cards. I'm like, no, man. Invest. You must invest. You have to invest.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Anyway, let me know when you're available.
The big thing is just it's discouraging because depending on what your age is, and you feel like you're like really behind. But my big thing is like just run your own race. Like run your own race. Like obviously we all made decisions and we all ended up where we ended up. But today's a brand new day and we all have the same 24 hours, right? Some people just are more efficient with their time. So my thing is just whatever it is, man, $5, $10, whatever it is. Like even my wife like gave me a little bit of pushback when I wanted to do the 500, but it's because it wasn't even like, oh, I want to make sure that little pot of gold's there. It's because for taxes, because the accountant was like, dude, you're giving all of this freaking money to Uncle Sam, and what are they doing with it? Sending it to Ukraine? Like that's the joke he used, right? And he was like, put it over here and put it over here, and that way you at least have like just something else, like build another pot, like get excited about it. And it's only, I think this is going on the 3rd month now that I do it. I haven't even bothered to look at a statement or anything, but it's fun to know that I got that going. I got my variable unit, my whole life policy that I pump about $1,000 a month into. Been doing that since 2019.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think you have a big audience following. More than trading, I think you would do them such a favor just to invest, right? Trading is fun. We all do it. It's fun. We all know stuff that we think we know, but we don't assess risk. We don't understand risk, whatever. But investment, passive investing for 95% of the people is the way to go.
Of course. Yeah.
Just put
You've
it
got
away
life going
and
on.
just don't look at it. So anyway, let me know when you have time. We can talk about. I think I froze. Shit.
I can hear you. I can hear you though.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. Let me know when we can get on privately. I'll explain you the zero DTE because you like selling options, so it's right up your alley. But you will have to really understand.
Yeah, Tom Sosnoff was promoting it when I went to the little deal in California with Tasty Trade, and he says that he gets his little 50%, and he's usually done by noon. Like there's like these little windows on DTEs, zero DTEs that really work well mostly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to understand the dynamics, and you have to understand the gamma levels really well. But then this group, I'm not affiliated with him. I'm not pitching him, but I really like William up there. I really like all the Levi up there, and they created this software that tells you where the big money activity is on zero DTs, because zero DTs trade hundreds of millions of options a day, right?
Right. Yeah.
And you can see the dealer flow. You can see what kind of hedging they do. You literally see the picture of, and you don't have to take directional bets. We're just selling both sides. And yeah, I mean, they make good money. And it's not risk-free, as you know, but they got their ass handed to them when, remember that tariff thing? Trump says, oh, we may delay the April tariff thing, and the market ripped,
Yeah.
But again, you're doing iron condor, so your max loss is already set before you get in it. So, and you cannot get in trouble on both sides because you do enough strangles. That's why you understand the game.
For sure.
But let's talk about it. I'll explain it to you, and then I'll come on your channel. I mean, look, okay, there's a comment here that I want to put up, and hopefully it doesn't freeze. Okay, I first heard about BMNU from your guys' combo in October. Okay. I sold 200 puts at 16.5 break even.
Oof.
I definitely did not understand. My fault. Seduce premium. Yeah. Well, I never called myself an influencer. I call myself a teacher, an educator. But there are enough knuckleheads out there that don't talk about volatility drag, don't talk about slippage when it comes to these 2x ETFs. There is a reason the premium was that high, and now you found out the sad way. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, but who is it? Who is he listening to? Because when I started with BMNU, it was at like $8. Because the only reason I explored BMNU was because I was maxed out on the amount of shares I wanted to own on BMNR.
Well, we had that. We had that the thing. I did your podcast with the guy with the beard, the technician, the technical guy,
Uzi,
yeah. And then I think we talked about it then at BMNU.
but BMNU wasn't at 16. BMNU was probably like at 10 because BMNR had already gotten its ass kicked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I feel for you. Like I said,
can it recover? Like, let's talk about can it recover? BMNR has to go on a freaking run, dude. Like BMNR would have to, like when it went from 30 to 40, like real quickly, right over a couple of days. That's the kind of stuff that could lift BMNU to like, 11 or $12 very quickly.
Okay, so when it actually did that 30 to 43, right? BMNU went from like 5.5 to 12.
Right away, but then came right back
right
down.
away. And then because BMNR came down, but now this time it's lower. BMNU is lower than what it was before. So every month is going to be lower because they keep rolling. And what people think BMNU holds BMNR. They don't have a share of BMNR.
No.
They have swaps. They have long-term options. And Bob, it says on the disclaimer, this big, it says this is not to be bought and held. Done. So I feel for you. I understand it. Well, if you got assigned, you have a long way to go. Now, if you bullish long-term ETH, you took assignment, you're selling calls, you're trying to lower cost basis, and let's say ETH takes a run to 7,000. Okay, BMNR runs to 75. So what is that? That's a double and a half. So BMNU is what now? 6. So it'll get to 15,
20,
18.
yeah.
Somewhere.
A lot of it has to do with the speed, though, like with how
Yes.
fast the underlying runs. Because I was in TSLL and Tesla did a moonshot, and TSLL went to like 40, dude, or something, like very quickly, very quickly. And of course, I had covered calls. I said, screw it, I'm gonna let it get called away, and I was pissed off because it was like 150,000 shares of TSLL, but at the same time, I had made 7 figures on the trade, right? So I'm like, okay, first of all, I could have easily lost 7 figures, right? Because I shouldn't be owning that many shares of fucking TSLL. So I was just thankful to get the win, but there was also part of me that's pissed off, because you can look at every chart that you've been a part of and be like, oh, but I just bought here, sold there. You could be a multi-millionaire, right?
Yeah, that's very easy. You know, people
But
go,
then,
oh,
dude, 3 months later, Sergio, the shit came back down under $20.
You bet.
And then it went all the way down to like 7. And then all of the money that I thought I had left on the table, when it shot up to the 40 range, I ended up making it all back, and it was just easier. Right now, I'm not in TSLL because it's just not in my sweet spot, dude. I like one. I wanted Tesla to maybe come down some, and then I would like it under like 12, 13. Then I'll start dancing. I don't get serious unless it's under 10.
Well, I did a video, put it on the channel, and Tesla. And when I did the video about a month and a half ago, I looked at Tesla over a year period, right?
Yeah.
At that time, Tesla was like 380 range. Okay.
Right.
So over a year period, Tesla was down only 4%. TSLL was down
to be down like 40, bro.
TSLL was down 50%.
Oh my God.
So that's volatility drag for you.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. So people don't understand it, but I hope you'll come back. I mean, look, man, I want Ethereum to go up. Okay. I mean, I'm for my position, it doesn't matter. But the point is, a lot of people are stuck, I believe, and they're just cussing Tom Lee out. I don't blame Tom Lee, bro. Tom Lee's doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, if you listen to some of these people, I'm like, if you didn't do your due diligence, I mean,
I'm an optimist. So let me give hope that's real. It can happen for you.
Yeah.
Because I seen it happen right before my eyes, and I'm gonna give you the ticker. SOXL. SOXL tanked to like $11. 11 or 12, right?
No, 5.
Did it? I didn't know that it went that far, because I was in
5.
it. And I
lost. In April, I bought SOXL at 7.
Okay. So
I sold it at 12.
I was in this thing at like 17. I was in it like at 17. I'd already made a couple $100,000 on SOXL between that $20 and $35 range, and or $40 range. And then it freaking tanked all crazy. It took a loss at 1750. There was like just way too many contracts out. The sizing was horrible. It took a loss, and I was waiting on some deposits, and they didn't go through on time. So I got skittish, and I was like, let me take a loss over here, because this shit could get real bad real quick. So I took like a $200,000 loss. And then I put it on my get back in radar 31 days after, right? Because I wanted the tax harvest.
Yeah.
And it was still in my range. It was still like $8, $9, $10. Didn't get back in. And I've been watching it the whole way through, and it's now at like $60 or so.
Yeah. 50,
but I believe that's also a 3 times leverage on like 20 or 30 semiconductor companies, right?
SOXL is 3x ETF. Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying it can't happen for you, because you look at the V-shaped recovery on some of these semiconductor stocks, and that's what brings SOX up very, very quickly. But if these guys go flat,
you can't go
come back down to 50 or 40.
Yeah, you can't go flat. But what BMNR BMNU relationship is going to be like you said, it has to be fast.
It has to.
If it's fast, that 2x ETF, boy, it's fun. It's fun to own those when it's happening. It was happening with like quantum computing stocks, right?
Yes.
RGTI, RGTZ. It was happening with HIMS when HIMS was going nuts, right?
HIMZ.
Right? HIMZ. Okay, HIMS was 70. HIMZ was like 40. HIMS is at 31. Okay, down 60%. You know where HIMZ is at? $4, bro.
Is it? What is it really?
Yeah, look at it. It's $4.
That
Four.
might be exciting. That might be exciting.
Or closer to zero, the
I
better.
feel like
Yes.
Hims is $3 or $4 from a bottom, dude. It's gotta be, man. It's gotta be. Like,
Yeah, man. I'm looking at like maybe 26. Yeah, hopefully we'll see.
man,
But you look at him, the HMC. It's like $5 or $4. Some ridiculous number.
I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'm a junkie, dude, for these things. That's what scares me about it.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, it's like 5, right? 5 or 4, something like that.
525, yeah.
But look where it was. It was like, what was it, 50, 40, some ridiculous number?
I gotta pull up it's because the
Yeah,
chart
pull up like a year's chart.
Where's my chart? My charts are horrible on this.
I was
Oh my God. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
1 year. Holy moly, dude! I don't even. I mean, I understand the correlation, but it's just crazy to me that more people don't look at it, look at it and really see. Because what I did is I did something real simple, because the very first leverage play was brought to me on the channel by Garcia and Sam Solid, Sam Badawi, or however you say his last name, and the Solid Report on X, and Garcia Capital. They brought it to me because I used to have this segment on my channel called Cash Grab, where I'm like, I got $10,000. Find me a trade. If it works out, I'll give you $20. Literally cash out. I'll cash out you $20. It was an awesome little segment. I think about bringing it back, but anyway, I was like crowdsourcing ideas, right? Because I was trying to land on my tickers. Now that I got my tickers, well, I don't really need to crowdsource ideas, because I got my 20 tickers that I rinse and repeat. Yeah. But I was trying to build that, right? So I went through like 50, 60 tickers to find my 20 that I'm very comfortable with. So they brought me TSLL. So the very first exercise I did was overlay TSLL chart on the TSLA chart.
Yeah.
And I saw it. So I'm like, to me, that's the only due diligence I needed to do to know that this 2X really isn't 2X.
2X is not 2X when it's going up, and 2X is definitely more than 2X when it's going down.
Yeah.
So, but at least see, that's the simplest thing people can do. People can open multiple windows on their software, right? Bro, put the underlying on one and put the 2X ETF on the other one. It's pretty simple. I mean,
on Yahoo Finance, they let me put both of them on the same chart.
Yeah, you can superimpose, right? You can superimpose. I mean, that's the simplest due diligence you can do. Forget about going reading the prospectus and all that shit. Yeah. It's just look, picture's worth 1,000 words. That's right there.
That's why my whole X channel is about screenshots. I don't give a shit what you have to say about the underlying. Show me your position and I don't know where you stand, right?
Nobody does that, bro. Nobody does that. They're all put to, look at my account, up 8,000%. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so I gotta
run, man. Always a pleasure. I look forward to talking with you again. I just wanted to come on here and say Happy New Year, and hopefully your audience realizes what they have in you, man. Because I was promoting you. I did a shout out because I'm almost done with the book, the manuscript. I don't think I've sent you the link. I'm going to send you the link.
Please do.
And I'm going to be making some iterations this weekend. But I was going to invite you to help me, because I feel like I need a little bit more meat on some sections. Okay. So I need more knowledge on it, if you will, right? So anyway, I gave you a shout out because you're one of the people that have taught me on my journey. So hopefully your audience realizes that what they have in you, it's 30 years of actual trading experience, and it's hard to come by on these channels, man, because like I'm only 6 years into my journey. Yeah. And there's no way that I'm going to learn 30 years worth of shit in 6 years. Life just doesn't work that way.
No, you cannot learn that stuff in the books, right? There is one thing I always say to my people, is like, you cannot buy or learn experience. You can buy and learn the best software, best books, best this, best that, best theory, best everything, right? Experience, you got to get the car in the race and then figure it out. And honestly, over the last 30 years, there isn't a movie that I have not seen. I've seen. So what I do is when I do see it, I go, this is the sequel of that movie. I remember that movie. That did not really end that well. Or this one ended really well. So I'm just, then you automatically, it's like you're an autopilot, at this point, you're like, I don't much think about it. I don't worry about things. If I did my due diligence enough, if I understood what I'm getting into and I put the position on, it's not up to me once I put the position on. However, I will laser focus manage risk management and money management. After that, it's up to the market gods. I don't want to be right 9 out of 10 times. Honestly, I really could not be right 9 out of 10 times. I just want to be right maybe 5 out of 10 times.
Right.
And then money manage really tight. I'll double my account every year. I don't have to worry about it. But I appreciate your kind words. So let me know when we can set up. We'll look at a private Zoom call or something, and then I'll explain to you this, because I am looking, because I study things before I get in there.
Right.
The last 3 months I've been really understanding, and I've subscribed to their service. It's not a big deal. What I'm thinking, it's like like your hamburger store that you have, right?
My hamburger stand. Yeah.
Yeah, hamburger stand, right? This is like a hamburger stand that you close every day.
Gotcha.
With the 0 DTEs. It's like, I don't worry about overnight. I don't worry about Trump saying shit. I don't worry about any of that stuff. I don't worry about bombing Iran. I don't worry about Venezuela. I don't worry about Europe. I don't worry about,
And defunct saying that BM&U is 24 at that time. I've never seen BM&U at 24. That's crazy.
24.
That had to be when BM&R was at maybe like a 65. I'm trying to think of when I first got excited about BM&R. It was in the high 50s. Then it shot up right away. Made $100,000 right away on BM&R. Now I'm down over $1 million. So, and I could have just gotten out and been done with that shit.
No, I think honestly, all I can do personally, and you as well, is, man, we do what we do. None of it is advice. What fits my personality, my risk tolerance, all that stuff is different than yours.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. I say it all the time. What I do is super risky. Don't do what I do, because I know how to get myself out of a pickle.
Yeah.
You listen to me, you do the shit I do, and you're in a pickle. Don't come knocking on my door. I ain't the one. That means something was wrong. The trade went wrong. I took my L. I took the L. You're still there. I'm like, you got to take L. Hope and pray doesn't work in markets. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I've taken a lot of L's, man. I've taken 6-figure L's. Last year was the first year that I legit booked a 7-figure loss, and now I'm like, okay, it's going to take me 2 years to make that money back on those tickers, because I'm not going to let it go. Yeah. But I took it because it was actually beneficial because of the tax harvest.
Yeah.
If not, I wouldn't have done it. I was like, fucking.
Well, I mean, look, taking L's sometimes,
but it's hard though. But I'm saying if that would have been year 2 in my journey, I probably would have just fucking stayed stubborn. And,
put the head in the sand.
Yeah.
It'll be okay one day. It'll be okay. I
can go make that money faster and these other opportunities. And I want to leave you guys with this. And I got this from a lady on CNBC. I want to say her name was Melissa Lee.
Yeah.
The Asian lady that comes on there.
Fast Money.
Yeah, I think she's Fast Money, right?
Yeah.
So she said something about 4 years ago that really made an impression on me.
Yeah.
And she said, and it was just like a little, like a catchphrase. She says, the horse that you rode down doesn't have to be the horse that you ride back up.
100%.
And I didn't know what she meant, but I knew it last year when I booked that loss, because I've already made that money back. You know what I'm saying? If I would have been stuck, if I had been stuck over there with Google and Apple still trying to babysit the strangle, when I was like, I would just double down on strategy, because I know that I'm going to make that money. And did I just in the last 60 days, I locked in $400,000 on freaking strategy, because the opportunity was there.
The horse you came to town with could be made sausage out of or glue. So don't ever forget that. I mean, I love horses. Nothing against horses, people, because I would get canceled now. All I'm telling you guys is you got to learn to take this. If you don't learn to take this, you can't take this, because you don't understand it. You just don't. So anyway, we'll do it.
I got to run, man. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.
Okay, you too. Have a good weekend.
Take care.
Bye-bye. All righty. Okay. We're getting cut off, but all right. So we'll be back on Monday. Monday is Martin Luther King Day. Markets are closed. So Wednesday, back at it with Trading with Sergio, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Friday, Power Hour, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for TJ to show up. We shoot to shit a little bit. I think I went through the positions again. So I'll post my positions on the community page of the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Please put a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, I'm here to educate and inform, not trading, financial, or investment advice. I do well. I have the experience. I'm trying to help you folks. That's all there's to it. But if you want to become a member of the channel for a Big Mac, literally a Big Mac a month, go click join. Send me an email, sergio@sergioavadian.com. I'll send you the Telegram chat group link where they will get my trades live. Again, none of it trading, financial, investment advice. Don't do what I do. What I do is risky. And they will get, at the end of the day, positions. They will get a live stream. You will get a live stream every week for members only on Wednesdays or Thursdays, which is one-on-one interaction. And new this year, I'm posting my account equity every Friday, where I started, where the account stands. Full transparency, all good. I'm not in the race for anything with anyone. So have a great weekend. I will see you guys on Wednesday for Trading with Sergio, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. May all your stocks or longs rocket, and may all your shorts tank. There we go. Much love. See you later.